Welcome everybody to White Oak Estate and Gardens right here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So nice to have you visiting with us today. And normally, this show is Cooking with Friends, but no friend showed up today. So I decided to do something that, just to answer a question that is probably the most often asked question of a cook from Louisiana. What is a roux? Why do you make a roux? Does it flavor? What's the deal? Well, a roux is actually a thickening agent, and there's many different varieties of roux. You can use different flours, and certainly you can use different oils. But let's take a look at these three right here, because these are the ones that's most prominent in Louisiana. This is the white roux. Now, this is what I would make. This is only butter and flour, oil and flour, equal parts. And this is what I would make to thicken just a white sauce. If I'm going to make a velouté or a white sauce, that's what I'm going to, no flavor whatsoever. This one right here, the butter roux, is equal parts of melted butter and flour, and this is what would go into the best of my soups. If I'm going to make a really good corn and crab bisque or something like that, I need that extra butter flavor, but I also need the thickening, so the flour is important and the butter is going to give me that added flavor. This right here is what we refer to as the light brown roux, even though it does kind of look a little chocolate in here. This is actually a lighter color of toasting the flour in oil. And this is what I would use, as I said, to make a gumbo or something, or a fricassee, a game dish. I would use this nice darker brown roux. Now you see my pot is sitting here smoking. I wouldn't bring it to this much smoke in the house, but if I'm cooking outside, it's fine. This tells me that the pot is shouting right now, saying, "Chef, I'm at 375 degrees. That's the smoke point of oil, 375 degrees. I need that 375 degrees to take the water out of this flour. Flour is very hygroscopic. It's picking up all of that moisture from the atmosphere and just holding it in here. So when I dump this flour into that smoking hot oil, I'm going to immediately evaporate the water out of this flour. And I need that to happen because I cannot brown wet flour. I got to get the water out of it. And the way I do it is to dump it right in here. And you'll see the steam coming out as I dump it in. Look at that steam, all in my face. But at the same time, I'm going to really make a fast, just a really quick, look how fast that flour is browning. Just that quick. I mean, it's just browning away in there. So I'm stirring it up, getting it in, and now you see the smoke is kind of clearing a little bit, but this 375 degree oil is going to brown that flour so fast, I need to stop it at some point. Look how beautiful that roux is. Just nice dark brown in what, about 30 seconds? And of course the smoke is telling me that I'm at that temperature. How do I cool it down? With the Trinity. I put my onions, my celery, my bell pepper. Look at the water coming out of that again, pulling all that moisture out. I'm going to cut the fire off, stir that around a little bit, and look at the steam coming out of your vegetables. In addition to the steam coming out of your vegetables, it's adding sugar and flavor to the flour. So that's the important point of putting your vegetables in at that point. So let me see if I have a spoon here that I can give you a better look at take a look at that roux. Look at just beautiful. All of those seasoning vegetables are adding sugar to it. It's balancing that bitter from the toasted flour. And this is the roux that is most often made in hunting camps to cook gumbos, game dishes. This is the classic roux that every chef or cook in Louisiana, home cook or professional, this is what we learn first if we're going to cook Cajun food. So now you know how to do it, so get in the kitchen.